For as long as I can remember, I think for almost my whole adult life, I've been on one weight loss journey or the other. I've been trying to lose weight for so long. And it's crazy because I look back at pictures of myself from like 10 years ago and I'm like, girl, what exactly were you trying to lose? Because hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa, and on this channel, I'm documenting life in my 30s as I navigate faith, life, and become everything God has created me to be. And just like the title says, on this video, I'm going to be sharing on how I lost 30 pounds in a period of 6 months. That's from July 2024 to December 2024. So I went from this to this. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to do this because I think this is actually the first time that I lost a chunk of weight intentionally. Like when I say I'm on a weight loss journey and I don't lose like just 5 pounds on and off and I yo-yo diet and then I lose consistency. No, like this time I actually followed through and saw the results, and I'm really proud of myself. But before we get into all of that, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you can be notified anytime a new video drops on the channel. I usually create content around faith, lifestyle, and purpose. So if that's your thing, please stay a while and hit that subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get right into it. So just to give you a little bit of a backstory, right? For as long as I can remember, I think for almost my whole adult life, I've been on one weight loss journey or the other. I've been trying to lose weight for so long. And it's crazy because I look back at pictures of myself from like 10 years ago and I'm like, girl, what exactly were you trying to lose? Because, you know, at right now, that is my goal weight. Like the weight I was at or the way I looked 10 years ago would be a dream to have right now, right? And I was just like, girl, what exactly was your problem? Because what were you really trying to lose? Because, yeah, guys, body dysmorphia is actually a thing, but let's not even go down that road right now. So, yeah, so I've been trying to lose weight for a long time. I've paid for coaching, I've paid to be in programs. At some point, I'm even embarrassed to share this, but it's the truth. At some point, I paid someone to do one-on-one coaching for me, and they sent me, the meal plans, and then I have to be accountable and send them like weekly weigh-ins, daily, what have I eaten, and things like that. Guys, don't judge me, but I ghosted them. I paid them their full money, but at some point, after a few weeks, I actually ghosted them. It felt like so much pressure. Like I couldn't keep up. I kept falling off the diet, and then the planning of. I don't even know what was wrong with me because how did I spend my money only to lose it just like that and not actually follow through on the thing that I say that I want? It was crazy, but yeah, I struggled for a long time until I reached my heaviest. I think my heaviest weight was just under 200 pounds, like 197 pounds. And I was struggling. At that point, I had moved from a different city where I was in to where I currently live now. So it was just me and my husband. And I was really struggling. I was struggling mentally. I was struggling emotionally. And the weight, like the physical weight that I had added, I think I even added more weight during that time, was just it was too much. I was using food to cope with feelings of all the feelings that I was feeling. Like I was using food as a coping mechanism, and it showed. My knees started aching. I was in pain. I couldn't just walk up a flight of stairs without like hyperventilating. You know what I mean? And at some point, I started getting sick. Like I would get dizzy and get almost like fainting spells. I'd not fainted, thank God. But I went to the doctor, and my doctor was like, you need to move, your iron is so low, you need to eat better, you need to, there were so many things. And at some point I was like, you know what, this is my life, this is my health, I have to take charge of it and do what is best for me. We only have one body. This is the only body we're going to have. And this body is supposed to be, or it is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And we're feeding the temple, or we're putting junk inside the temple. And just no, no. But I because I've prayed about it. It's not like I've not prayed about a weight loss journey before. I have prayed about it. I have asked God about it. And every single time felt like a struggle. Even this time around when I was like, okay, I want to lose weight and I'm trying to lose weight. To be completely honest, I was still scared that I would try everything and nothing will work. I was still scared that I will start and stop. I was still scared. So I tried not to give myself a time limit. Like previous times, maybe when I hired a coach like I did, it was a 6-week program or 12-week program or a 30 days challenge, things like that. And there was an end. And it felt like there was always that pressure to make sure that I do everything perfectly in 30 days. And if I don't see any results, then you know, it's done. I'm over. And then I give up. I go back to my old habits and nothing changes. And I gain and lose the same 5 pounds over and over again. This time around, I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to just eat better and move more. Let me just try to move. Walking was like the holy grail for me. A lot of walks. I enjoy walking, so it wasn't that hard. I was already walking prior to this. I was trying to walk as often as I could, but I don't think I was very committed or consistent. Like I was in and out, in and out. And I remember um around that time we were doing like a family prayer, and my mother-in-law was teaching about fasting. I think that was what she was teaching about, but she shared this scripture from Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs 23 verse 2, and the New Living Translation says, if you're a big eater, put a knife to your throat. And I'm just like, Holy Ghost, why are you calling me out like this? I don't know, but that verse, like, it really hits me. And I remember going back to pray and being like, God, I have tried so many times. And even now, as I'm still trying, I don't even know if I'm going to make it, but I submit this into your hands. Help me, like, help me to make better choices. Help me to not use food as an emotional buffer. Help me to heal my body. Just help me. And yeah, God helped me. And I'm really, really grateful for that. So here are a few things that helped me to actually lose the weight during that time. The first thing is no fancy diet. I did not go on any fancy diet. I did not buy a weight loss program or meal plan or anything of the sort. I did not do intermittent fasting. I did not do any fancy diet in order to lose weight. What I committed to was eating more whole foods and portion control. So I still ate the same things that I would normally eat. I tried, of course, not to eat junk and to cut out sugar. So apart from that, nothing fancy. If I wanted to eat junk, if I wanted to eat fries or a burger or whatever, I would allow myself and just eat it and then forget it. But that wasn't the norm. Like I wasn't eating burgers every 2 days or just filling my body with junk. I was trying to eat more whole foods, more of the things that I'm still eating. So if I cook for the family and we're having maybe fried rice or we're having pasta or we're having whatever it is that we're having, I'll still eat the same thing. I'll just add more vegetables. I always try to have a side salad or a fruit and things like that. And fruits really help me with sugar cravings. So I really tried to always have fruits for whenever I crave something sweet. You know what's a good tip? Try freezing your grapes and then eating them like straight from the freezer when they're cold. Oh my gosh, delicious. Like it will cover that sugar craving for you. Of course, portion control and all of that. And also drinking a lot of water. So I wasn't trying to be fancy. I realized that the previous times that I've tried and I had to follow a plan strictly and things like that, I felt restricted. And sometimes some of the meals on the plan are not meals that I would normally eat. And I also didn't want to add more work for myself. I don't want to cook something like 3 4 separate meals just so I'm on a weight loss journey, so I should eat this and everybody else can eat something else. I didn't want to do that. So I tried to make better choices for myself as I'm eating. And always home cooked meals, you know what you put in them. When I'm cooking, I do my best to add as many vegetables or as much protein and things like that as I can. So I didn't do anything fancy. I just stuck to whole foods, my regular diet, but more whole foods, less packaged foods, and then less sugar. I don't also have a sweet tooth, not really, except for drinks. So I like my sweet drinks, juice, and things like that. So the fruit helped me to get rid of that craving. I'll eat a sweet fruit like grapes or mandarins or like a pineapple and then drink water. And it feels like I've just drunk a cold glass of juice. Honestly, that's how it feels like. I'm not even trying to, convince you guys, but you should try it. It really does help with sugar cravings. And also, around this time, I was learning more about my body, and I know that my body cannot handle like too much sugar because of insulin resistance. And it also can't handle a lot of stress, which gets me to my next point. The exercises that I chose to do were something that were easy and simple for me so that I can keep doing them. So I didn't want to rather stress my body because I learned that things like CrossFit or like HIIT workouts and things like that, they're not helpful for me. I wish they were, but they're not helpful for me because it increases my cortisol levels and then the insulin resistance, and then I'm just feeling it doesn't help. I'm just feeling icky throughout. So I chose simple things that I can do, like walking. Like I mentioned earlier, I really enjoy walking already. So that wasn't too hard to just include in my routine. I walked a lot. I walked a lot. I tried to walk daily, but sometimes of course I give my body a break, or I didn't have the time or the strength or whatever, so I didn't. But I tried to walk as much as I could. I joined a walking group. It's called Sister Walk. If you're in Edmonton, Canada, and you want to walk with a group of women every week on Saturdays, 10 kilometer, there's a 10 kilometer option and a 5 kilometer option. Guys, this is one of the best things that I did for myself. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I got to explore trails like in a new city because I was new-ish still, and got to meet people and build relationships and things like that. So it was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So I picked simple things. So walking, that was one of it. And then I went to the gym 3 times a week for strength training. So my gym days are Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday, and I followed the same plan. To be honest, I got this plan from many one of my many coaching sessions that I bought. And this particular plan, I had a 3 day workout schedule, and it has a do this on do these exercises, then do these exercises. So I used that one plan for the entire 6 months. Of course, sometimes maybe if I'm scrolling online and I see something I want to try, I would try it just to test out my strength. But otherwise, I didn't change much. I did the same things week after week for 3 times a week, and I would just gradually increase my weight from like 10 pounds or 8 pounds to 12, or to 10 to 12 to 15 to 17 to 20, as I grew stronger. So I just did that, and it helped me because it didn't feel like too much toll on my body. Of course, initially it was a bit challenging because my body wasn't used to it. I was also heavier, so even walking was painful. Like I mentioned, like I was having trouble with my knees because of all the weight that I was carrying, or the extra weight that I was carrying. So sometimes I would walk slower, or I would try to make it easy on myself. But I did what I had to do and pushed through, and it helped. So that worked. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I did, to be honest, was to be consistent. And I know everybody says this, be consistent and all of that. And sometimes I think we think that being consistent means giving 100% all the time, every time. And I realized quickly that that is not the case, and that's not possible. Sometimes you cannot give 100%. Sometimes you can make a goal to go to the gym 3 times a week and you only make it once. That's great. It doesn't mean throw the whole gym away because you didn't do the extra two. It just means you pick it up and you keep going. Or you had a burger and fries at 11 p.m. at night before bed. That's fine. Keep it pushing. Tomorrow is a new day. You can start over with better habits or better meal choices, still drink your water and do the things that you promised yourself. So consistency is just you picking yourself up again and keep going, keep going. Because previously I used to think like, okay, if I said I'm going to the gym 3 times a week and I didn't, then it's ruined. Everything is ruined. I can't continue anymore. So that's it. And I give up and I feel sorry for myself and then I feel sad and then I go back into that emotional eating just to feed off the sadness, to just to get rid of the sadness, and then the cycle goes back, continues again and again and again. And that's really not what consistency is about. You just have to get up and do the thing that you said you're going to do. If you're not able to on that day, that's fine. Pick yourself up and continue the day after. It's not the end of the world. And the last but most important tip that I think really, really helped is deal with the underlying issues. And by that, I mean, like I said earlier, sometimes the overeating is to conceal something or it's to fill a void that you have, that you maybe know you have or you don't know you have, but you're feeling that emptiness with food, or you're numbing the pain with food, or you're numbing your emotions with food. And guys, that is not healthy. That is absolutely not healthy. It's not healthy. Forget physically. It's true physically, but it's also not healthy emotionally. It's not healthy mentally. And it's important that you find out the root cause of what's causing you to act the way that you're acting, or to use food as a coping mechanism, right? And if I'm honest, I'm not 100% there yet. To date, I still struggle sometimes and I'm feeling sad and I want to eat my feelings away, or I'm feeling excited and I want to eat my feelings away. But there's better ways to cope with that. I highly, highly recommend prayer. I know it sounds cliche, but talk to God about the things, deal with it. Naturally, I like to avoid tough emotions, any difficult emotion. I don't like to feel sad. I don't like to feel uneasy. I don't like to feel any emotion that we can consider a negative. And so I try to numb that with food. And I really, during this journey, I really had to process and come to accept that, okay, that is not healthy. That is not the way to go. You have to deal with that thing, deal with the actual issue. Otherwise, you'll always be numbing the pain, and doing yourself a disservice, because you'll never heal, you'll never learn, you'll never grow. And it's important that you do, because in life, things will happen. You cannot avoid sadness, you cannot avoid difficult emotions. As long as you're alive, as long as you're a human being, you will experience some level of difficulty. And so you have to find a better coping mechanism instead of trying to numb those emotions with food. My friend has been trying to get me to get to therapy. I recommend it. I haven't tried it yet. I want to. I'm working on it. But if you're able to, maybe if your work provides it, if your benefits cover it, or some I hear that there's affordable options as well. Like some people go to um therapists that are still in school maybe, and so they're supervised, so it's not like they'll mess with you or anything. They're supervised, but at least you get an affordable option and someone to speak to and to deal with those things that you're feeling. And again, like I said, I highly recommend prayer. I highly recommend having a community of believers around you, or people that you can talk with that can maybe pray for you. Also recommend meditation, which is something new that I have started doing recently, and it has really been helping me. I follow Hour of Meditation. I will link the YouTube page in the description box. But it's guided Christian meditation, and every Saturday mornings, there's a live guided session by Apostle Emmanuel Adelsi. Again, I will link it in the description. So if that's also something that you think may help, I suggest it. To be honest, I've seen that it has helped me a lot in dealing with my emotions, even just mental clarity, or just like rest in my mind. Because sometimes your mind doesn't shut up, it just keeps going. Honestly, I highly recommend meditation. But yeah, so that is all I have done. I'm currently not at my goal weight, not yet. And since this year started, I lost an additional 10 pounds and then I gained it back. That was absolutely devastating for me. But like, I understand, I was going through some health challenges. My routine was thrown off. I did a video about that, on how I'm trying to get back into routine. I will link it as well, it will pop up somewhere. And honestly, I'm not too bothered because I know that I have built the habits that I need to continue on this journey. It's not just a weight loss journey. Yes, I know I said I have a goal weight, which I do, but it's more than that. This journey has helped me so much because it's so much more than just the number on the scale. It's the way I feel, it's the way my body feels. I know what it was like when I was feeling sick all the time, when I felt like I was going to faint every time I stood up, when I was just, I couldn't breathe well, my knees were in pain, my back was, I was in pain all the time. And I know what that felt like, and I do not ever want to go back there. And so I want to leave a legacy of health for myself, for my family, for my children who are to come. I want to be able to teach them good habits that they can take with them throughout their lives and things like that. So it's so much more than just weight loss. It's so much more than just a number on the scale. And I am grateful to God for the grace to go on this journey, to continue on this journey. I've also enjoyed like learning a bunch of recipes, trying out new workouts, just seeing how far my body can go, like the strength that I'm gaining and things like that. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you are on a weight loss journey, I want to encourage you to keep going. Your future self will thank you, because it is more than just that number on the scale. It is legacy for your family, for your children, for the people behind you. Like, health is so important, guys. Health is so, so important. So you have to be alive to fulfill purpose. You have to be alive to fulfill destiny and to follow your dreams and love on your family and all of that. So you need to take care of yourself and take care of your body, right? But yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. If you're on a weight loss journey, let me know in the comments. Let us group hug, because yeah, man, it's not easy, but it can be enjoyable if you make it a lifestyle, make it a lifestyle change. So let me know. Let's root for each other and let's cheer each other on. And again, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.